This is the 9th small group discussion with J. Krishnamurti in London, 1962.
We were discussing the whole issue of conflict, whether it's possible to eliminate it altogether. And why is it that it's not possible for most of us to stop this everlasting struggle? We generally agree, at least the group of us here, since we met and talked about it, we agree intellectually or verbally that it is so. It should be so, but yet somehow there is no impact. There is no explosive response. Now, how do we set about this? I'm sorry I can't go back. I've forgotten all about it, so let's start from another angle perhaps. I believe they have made a study in America. I was told about it. I haven't read it. They have studied several, I believe, 200 or 300 geniuses, whole history of, from their childhood up to their death, and they have found. Please, I'm not quoting correctly. If I'm in detail, I'm wrong. But generally, this is what I understood. They have found up to a certain age, I think up to 25, 20, 30, something like that, they had talent for everything, almost everything. For painting, music, poetry, mechanics, science, and so on and so on. And they came to a certain age, and then they chose a certain profession, certain activity, and gave their whole mind and heart to that. I feel that we need to shed this habit of struggle. Because from that I think a new quality comes into being, a genius or a new way of living. And most of us, though we have discussed it ad nauseam almost, somehow we don't seem to come violently into contact with it. What will make us? That's why I think what we are discussing. What makes us do anything?
Interest.
What makes us do anything? Interest? I don't think so. I mean, we are shoved into a profession in the modern world. Whether we like it or not, we're there. We're not talking of that. We're talking about doing something completely, totally, with all your being. What makes us do that? What gives us that energy, that impetus, that vitality to do something totally? Is it interest?
Als u het verband van deze woorden betekent love.
Love, interest, will that? No, I don't think these are the things. Look, so I feel one should have a religious mind. Not the phony religious mind, but the solid, real, hard religious mind. Not hard in the sense brutal. And that it can only come about when every form of effort and memory and response of thought comes to an end. Not brought about by circumstances, by influence, by ideation and so on, so on, so on, but it takes place. Not by the grace of God, but it happens. Let's leave it there for the moment. I would like to have that religious mind, not as a profitable or envious or I'd like to possess it. You understand? I like to be that religious mind. And I know very well that it can't come through my effort. Do what I will, I won't get it. Go to church, be in a state of negation, do anything on my part, I won't get it. But I know it must be had. Otherwise, all this becomes rather foolish. Life and whole existence becomes rather trivial. Now, how am I to, I'm using the word possess it in the sense not acquisitive and not gaining, not all that. It's a passion. I want, it must take place. Now, how is it to happen? First of all, the very, very clever ones and the very intellectual ones, the so-called religious saints and the philosophers and all that group have said you must discipline. And I see that's no good at all. I see right off, right from the beginning, discipline merely creates resistance, conflict, a sense of suppression, anxiety, and all the rest of it. So I won't, under any circumstances, discipline myself. Yeah, I don't know if you're... Because to me, it is destructive, it is conformative, it is imitative, it is productive of infinite conflict within myself. So I reject it. I reject it, and yet there must be freedom which will bring discipline. You follow? That's one thing. Second, every form of projective visions, desires, hopes must completely come to an end. Because I see, I hope I'm going along the same line,
yes.
right? I see how very easy it is to project something and experience what I've projected. Consciously project it or unconsciously project it and experience that. Like the late Pope had a vision of Christ. It's so simple, it's so childishly explainable. You know what I mean? And he becomes a saint and all the rest of it. But they're objecting to that at Rome. Never mind, leave that more. Which means there must be no urge to seek. But if I don't seek, I'm apt to go to sleep. I'm apt to vegetate. But that the fear of vegetating isn't the reason for not seeking. I don't know. I don't seek because it has no meaning. Seeking, because search implies something which I have known, which I've lost. I can't seek something which I don't know. So that goes. And I realize a certain quality of sensitivity is necessary. Sensitivity that doesn't see the ugly and the beautiful. I don't know if I'm I didn't want to use that word differentiate because it does differentiate, but it is sensitive to both. I don't know if and I see very clearly that every movement of thought, every experience, every challenge must not leave a mark. Because that mark is going to condition the future, the tomorrow. I don't know if I'm making all this clear. and an intelligence which comes about through understanding influence. Because we are the result of influence, and being caught in that influence, we become unintelligent. And to be aware of of as many influences as possible and to step out of it is the essence of intelligence. All this is necessary for a religious mind, for that real, explosive, destructive religious mind. I'm using the word destructive rightly, not in the sense of throwing, destructive mind of everything that's not true within itself. I see this, and I can give myself, and if anybody asks me, I can give explanation why this should be. Now, how am I how am I to be in possession of that mind, of that religious mind, right? How? Books won't give me. Read all the books and all the literature about, books won't give me, leaders won't give me, saints, saviors, masters, nothing will give it to me, obviously. Then what am I to do? And there must be no sorrow. I've explained all this, so we've gone into it, so we don't have to discuss again why we say no sorrow. Right? Now, how am I? You understand, please? I'm using this way of talking, so we quickly get into it. How am I to jump to that state? Obviously, it's a revolution. It's complete denial of everything I've known. And how am I to come there? Because I feel a religious mind is an inclusive mind, not a fragmentary mind, not a specialised mind, and therefore capable of dealing with anything, with the fragment or with the totality of life. How is this to take place? We have ruled out will, effort, seeking, all that. We've ruled all the significance of all that. Then what am I to do? You see, what we were discussing the other day, as far as we have gone, we have come to an impasse. We can't go any further. Obviously, we can go further verbally, explain more and more and more and more, but that doesn't get us anywhere. So we have come to an impasse. And what am I to do when I have reached a point beyond which I can't go? I don't know if I'm making myself clear.
Stop verbalizing. Stop verbalizing.
I've stopped all that. We've come to an impasse. I've verbalized, I've analyzed, I've exchanged opinions, discussed back and forth, reason, not reason, everything I have done. And I have reached an impasse. I can't go beyond. It isn't an impasse of blankness, of despair. Everything, every path, every argument, every gesture on my path has led me to that. Now, if I may ask, I hope you don't think we're personal, is one there? And won't be there. You follow? Because if one has observed what is taking the place, the atom bomb, the Burton Russells, the utopias, the communistic ideation, the Hindu philosophy, the Christian you follow? If one has observed all that, read something about it, or talked about it, or familiar with it all, they have lost their meaning. You follow? The economic European market, all that, there's no sense anymore. Except for comfort, physical comfort, you need that. That we've got. Now, has one reached that point? Where the problem doesn't arise. You follow? Am I making myself clear? Where one has really turned one's back on all this, what we have talked about this morning. Now, if I have not reached that point, that impasse, how am I to come to it? You follow what I mean? What is the thing that's going to drive me to that? Health? Obviously not. Ill health won't bring me to that. What will? Experience, cleverness, more knowledge. I don't see none of these will bring me to it, right? But what will? Beg pardon?
Something disturbing.
Oh no. So, if something which is sufficiently disturbing, then if this is the result of disturbance, you follow? Then you are not an app. You haven't reached the point.
We have to stop.
No, please don't answer me. I have listened to that man on the platform for the last 50 years, 10 years or 10 days. And I see that what he says is it's reason and all the rest of it. And here the door doesn't open. You follow? I want that door open. What am I to do? I believe there is an action on my part which will open the door. Action. Sirs, what do you say? I don't want to. Let's discuss this.
That the approach by saying, I want that door open, is already wrong.
No, we have understood all that, sir. We have used those words. I used the word I wanted burst open. Merely,
Yes.
we have gone into all that.
It's difficult for even on a level, on a non-formal level, to go further.
No. I have understood all that. I want to break that door open. You follow? I'm not just satisfied anymore, just sit on this side and consider it and look like how am I to get there and do this and do. I've finished with all that. There must be something from me that will make that door open. I don't know.
Yes. But precisely that something doesn't want to go open.
No. I've finished with all that. No. If it is merely that I don't want it unconsciously, all the rest of it, then I'm back into the old game. But I've been through all that. I can't anymore say, is it unconsciously that's holding me back and all. I've finished with all that. You see, at this point, the Christians would say grace of God. At this point, the Hindus would say, if I understand them rightly, a guru is necessary, who will do the last trick. Guru in the sense the master, etc. And the Zen Buddhist will say you must, when every attempt, when you have reached intellectually, verbally, emotionally an impasse, something will happen. I've been through all that. It doesn't mean anything to me. Because I neither believe in grace of God nor believe in grace of God. I don't know a thing about grace. Nor do I want to follow a guru. Because I see, the moment the idea of following, the idea of somebody leading me, opening, it is too impossible. And this intellectual paralysis is so utterly artificial. And the mescaline, the LSD 25, the various drugs that give you a heightened sensitivity to see beyond the door, you know something about it, of course, and all that, is still not only artificial, still operating in the field of the known. It's not beyond the door. I have heightened feeling of the flower, the cloud, the etc. and so on. But that's so.
Then I can do nothing.
What do you mean do nothing?
Stop thinking.
I have done all that. I've meditated, played with all this. You see, you're not.
One's way at this point seems to be, using these words loosely, a shock action, a last decisive action, if one may say the word decisive. An action of a special kind, to me.
Need of action of some kind, I don't know.
So we're still approaching this impasse. We haven't got there yet. We are saying what will make me reach this impasse. So you
No, either I am there or not. I'm still fiddling around, long way off to that impasse. That's quite a different thing. If I'm far away from that impasse, then I can go along, discuss, argue, bring back and forth, and give up this and take on that, and
Is one really an impasse if one is between the door, still in some...
No, you know what I mean. Don't put it so concretely. The door and the idea. It is just the feeling you.
That's what I meant. Yes. There is some other thing.
No. I have no other feeling. I have reached a point. You follow? Every path has led me to this. Every thought, every feeling, every examination, analysis, experience, seeking, not seeking, giving up, not giving. You follow? Everything has brought me to this.
Is
clearly concerned to move away from that situation.
Either I can turn my back on it, back in the sense, have nothing to say, well, I can't do anything anymore.
That is an action upon it, though, isn't it, that one doesn't necessarily take. It's just a perpetuation, a continuity thing, either to reject it or accept it.
I can't do anything more. I've done everything to come to that point. Given up, tried innocencies, everything. I've reached that point. Either I can turn my back on it and say I can't do any more. What happens to such a mind? A mind that has worked, you follow? Searched, cared, come to that point and say, no, I can't do any more. I'm going to turn my back, wander away from it. It's going to rot.
I think the significance of turning one's back on it is seen in that situation.
No, turn my back on the sense.
Now, if one is really sick of acting upon this thing, either turning one's back on it or accepting it or looking somewhere else, is still not at the point of the impasse.
No. I've reached impasse and I can't go beyond. I'm using this word just to convey certain idea. If I remain in a state of quiescence, because I can't go, because there is no movement, there is no seeking, there is no door, there is no, nothing in front of me. As the Christians call it, I believe, darkness of the soul, or whatever it is. And if I remain quiet, is that the final answer?
It's an attitude that's adopted. It seems just a part of the movement of what has been, but if it is a spontaneous quietness that arises through seeing the implications of action.
All that yes, right.
It's just is.
If at that moment there is still in us a movement of shall I stay or shall I go back, there is no, actually, that moment hasn't been reached.
No, sir. You see, sir, aren't we rather discussing, verbalizing a state which one has not really reached? Not reaching in the sense of arriving. One hasn't come to that point of complete impasse. There's always a loophole somewhere or other through which I slip out. Oh no, I mean, it's like you can want it, but it won't happen. It won't happen. It isn't like taking some examination and then getting the religious mind.
We are at that moment empty.
No, sir, no, we are at that moment. That's a conditional thinking, therefore it's mere speculative thinking. Actually, have I finished, say for example, seeking?
You're still wanting something for that self.
Have I stopped seeking, searching, wanting, looking? One can analyze that fairly simply and clearly. There is tremendous discontent with things as they are outwardly, inwardly. And that discontent gives a certain impetus, certain drive. And one says, I'm seeking, which is really, one wants a satisfaction, a fulfillment, a permanency of that drive, to that drive.
Having reached that impasse, there would seem to be some action necessary on the part of oneself. Just to be quiet wouldn't be that action.
Isn't that action? It's like reaching an abyss, knowing there is fearful danger, remain there, quiet. Isn't that action?
Survive there, obviously, with a full head of steam. I mean, there's no question of any despair at that point.
No, sir.
So,
All your energies are a boiling point. Because there is no longer dissipation, you know what I mean, of energy in seeking, not seeking, wanting, not wanting, going through all the rigmarole and the circle of all that.
What which occurs to me here is that this headlong rush to this point of impasse is delayed or inhibited by dint of this movement in us, street seeking, etc. The point I wish to make here is, I don't understand, I'll use this word conscious levels. We may have disposed of seeking in more obvious ways at conscious levels, but may there not be some movement still at a very deep level, still seeking, of which we are not sufficiently aware.
All right, so then what? How am I, again, you see, how am I to be aware of the deep desire to find, the deep discontent which urges me to find something which will overcome this discontent, this burning. We've analyzed, I can analyze, go into my self-conscious, go into the unconscious negatively. We've discussed all this. You see, my point is really as we have discussed many days and several times, not only this year but previous years, nothing seems to happen. You follow what I mean? I'm just as mediocre, stupid as I was, with a little modification this here and there, but that's not good enough.
Began by saying that one wanted to lose mind, which we have to take as a verbal symbol. What's the difference between that wanting and searching?
I want it in the sense I've finished with everything, you follow? With gods, with priests, with money, with sex, with art, with everything I've burnt. Finished as far as I'm concerned. And I said, what next? I've reached a point in the sense I want it. You know what I mean? It's no longer the want of a desire, you follow what I mean, of an ambitious person who wants something. It is no longer the sense of that emptiness wanting to be filled by something.
But this is a certain vision for something, it's a certain taste for something which one must know.
I don't know.
But one must know.
If I knew, that's it. If I knew it, it is merely a recognizing process. I must have experienced it, which is making me seek.
But the difference between that kind of seeking and being aware that one needs this in this continual conflict and misery and pettiness, of course, there is another flavor about life, another possibility. And without that, one can't even start, surely.
I understand that, but so let us discuss that a little bit. Is it possible for me to taste, touch, smell, have the flavor of something which is beyond measure? You follow? Is it possible for me? Or what I taste or what I think I have tasted, the unknown, is really the familiar pattern of memory which has projected some flavor which it wants to retaste again. I don't know if I'm...
about the unknown coming into being, the immeasurable coming into being. And I have a complete sense of what this name means, although I can't define it as that or that. I know it's the opposite of what I have. But it also relates to me a positive thing.
Yes.
Surely without that.
But I don't know what it means. My mind is too small for it to contain it. Even to taste it, even to come near it. And my mind functions everlastingly in the known. How to break this thing? Sir?
Without being the self, isn't that state total, complete, utter death?
Yes,
But is that not the end then?
maybe. But how? Well, what is the thing that will make me die to everything I know?
But I mean, it's not the physical act of dying.
No. Then I'll just throw myself under the bus. Man, no. I don't want to throw myself on the bus. I haven't reached that insanity yet, probably I would.
Nothing. Isn't it a very state of emptiness?
Biba?
Isn't it a very state of emptiness?
This is, but why isn't one empty? You don't put that to me.
Well,
Well, what is memory? Which one has, one has had occasionally some glimpse of, the mind has some recollection. Why is it memory?
Look, Dr. Mandra, I mean, you have an experience. Pleasant or experience that leaves a mark. And future experience is only recognizable because of that mark. And you say, by Joe, that is the new experience, that is something which I have not experienced before, but I know what it feels like. Because of this scratch, of this memory that tells you, recognizes. Now, if that something unknowable is recognizable, then it is not the unknown, obviously.
But it seems somehow to me,
I know.
I mean, the moment it leaves us, and then it's not that anymore.
Bipan?
For some reason, then in the eclipse, then as soon as the mind begins to work, then it's no longer.
All right. Then it is not something which is recognizable, which cannot be invited. I can't have a taste of it. All these are the patterns of the known, right? And I can only know, feel, sense, smell that only when I die to the known. Now, tell me how to die to the known. I can increase the known, I can refine the known, I can do all kinds of tricks with the known. But I don't seem to be able to die completely to the known and see what happens. And not carry over from yesterday to today and keep on this pattern. After all, that is innocency. That is the innocency in relationship, you follow, which you were talking about. And that innocency must be love. You know, all that. I don't want to go into all that for the moment. You have told me all this. What will make me jump out of the known? You follow? Not keep on everlastingly playing with the known and discussing the known.
And as such, it must be a very immediate dying.
Obviously.
Utterly immediate.
Precisely, it can happen when you don't want to jump.
Oh, no. Please. No, we've been through all that, wanting jump, not wanting,
It happens just.
But it doesn't happen to me. What am I to do? Don't keep on telling me you must do something this and tell me be quiet, forget the, do this. I've been through all that. I've been through all those doors. You see, shall I go on a little bit? I believe it has nothing to do. I have nothing to do with it. You follow? I can't do a thing. Up to now, I've done everything. And is it possible for me to do nothing? Literally nothing. If I'm ill, I'm ill. I look after the body. You follow me? If a thought arises, all right. I see it and I die to it. Follow? I do nothing. Except eat, sleep and drink and whatever one does. Go to the office. And beyond that, I do nothing. Complete psychological death. Whether the otherness comes in or not, I am completely indifferent. I don't want fame, I don't want not fame, I don't want to be somebody or no, you follow? That requires tremendous vitality, you follow? To do nothing.
When you say do nothing, you mean make no effort from the eye, no.
Oh, that's what I mean, sir. Nothing. no movement of any kind. Whatever happens, happens.
Even thought.
Huh?
Even thought.
If a thought arises, I see it and it dies. I don't do anything about that thought. And I don't think we see this, you see.
Isn't the thought only continuing because we do something?
Huh?
Is it? An impulse comes up, it's only continuing because we do something.
Do something, that's right.
We do nothing.
That's right. I think we're coming upon something, you follow? It is not, the doing nothing is not a sense of hopelessness. It's not despair, the other side of it. Because I've done everything. And is it possible for a mind which has been tremendously active, doing, changing, begetting, altering, manufacturing, you follow? Is it possible for that mind which has been so-called positively active to do absolutely nothing?
Here again, Krishna, you asked about the expression of swiftness. I mean, here we are acting on thoughts as they occur, and we act so swiftly. Some thoughts fly by, we've already acted on them.
Acted.
They've left
Quite.
their- We act so swiftly.
No, sir. I understand all that. I mean, would you, you and I, we'll talk 2 minutes. Would you listen to what I'm saying? Listen. Not try to get what I'm saying. Not try to feel what I'm saying. Or let the words block you. But just listen. Our minds, yours and mine, has been doing, acting, choosing, battling, substituting, and doing everything possible. We know that, you and I know it. Now, I'm asking you, is it possible for your mind and my mind, which has been so active, with big and little things, to do absolutely nothing? The mind is merely, if I may use that word, don't miss, watcher. Not as the watcher watching the observer, watching the observed, but just without word, without symbol, without idea, without thought, just watching, existing, doing nothing. You get. You follow what I mean? Listening. Because I believe in quotes, I believe the listening is the miracle. The listening is the miracle. Miracle in quotes, please. You are trying to tell me something. And I'm incapable of listening to you. Because I want to get something from you. I want to deny, I want to say, no, it's like this, I want to argue, discuss, explain, show me, not show. If I want to resist, I want to change, I am not listening. And you're telling me something, and you tell me, look, you've been through all this, stop it. And just listen. Listen not to what you are saying, but listen to the fact that the mind must be in a state of complete incapacity. You are telling me that. And you tell me it can be. You follow? You don't say, I'll go through all this process and you will get it. Say, no, just listen to me. Up to now, you have developed capacity. Denying or asserting. Now, be or aware of total incapacity. And you tell me that. And you have reason, saying, logic, etc., etc. And I say, by Jove, that man is right. It isn't just a silly remark of an immature thinker. You follow? I say, by Jove, that man is right. And I'm listening to you. You follow? I am listening to you not to get anything. I'm listening. You follow what I mean? I am in a state of listening. And the state of listening is incapacity. You get it? You can't say afterwards, I've got it. I'm going to do something with it. You see, that's why there is no time in it. You follow? That's why it is absolutely immediate. You see, may I proceed a little bit? If that state of listening is there, then every experience, and there must be experience, seeing a tree, seeing somebody, you follow, there is a challenge and response all the time going on. And when there is that state of listening, there is no continuity. I don't know if you're... And when I'm ill, I'm ill. You follow? Not say I must get well and but that state of listening, when I'm ill, has its own healing or not healing power. I'm not concerned. You follow what I mean? I wonder if you're getting what I mean.
No agitation.
No.
Everything in life is pushing us out.
No, it won't. It won't. It can't. The moment you are listening, you follow? It may push you out, but the pushing out, you see, I won't even, the pushing out is all right.
Because there's no reaction.
I know, don't say, pushing out is all right.
You just listen to the pushing out.
Beg pardon?
You just listen.
That's right. You listen to being pushed out. You see what happens to a mind like that? Terribly alive and dangerous and vital. You follow what I mean? It's like following a river, you know. Every twist and turn, it's still water. I don't know, huh? The water doesn't say I'm turning, I'm being pushed out. It is moving. I don't know, huh?